Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to the ECM podcast. I'm Caroline Fontagneux, and I'm very happy to host this series that will take you behind the scenes of new music on ECM Records. In this new episode, I'm meeting over Zoom with Steve Tibbetts and his guitar to talk about his new ECM album, Close. We talked about presence, absence, parenthood, guitars, and so much more. She sounds so good. Hey, Steve. Yeah. How long have you had her?
Who?
The guitar.
Oh, this guitar is a road guitar. You can see the crack on the back here where Southwest Airlines broke it as we were coming into Columbus, Ohio to play a gig. It was in the fragile luggage area. I went to get it and the back was smashed in, and the attendant said, "You know, I'm retiring next week and I just always hoped I would never see anything like this." But
When was that?
Oh, about 10 years ago. But my luthier, he said, "I'll just glue it back together and you can use it as a backup guitar." But it's been my friend. It's not the best guitar I have, the best Martin guitar. It's not my dad's, which I use a lot. But it's the one I'm most familiar with, and I think that makes a big difference.
How many guitars do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've gotten rid of a few.
They're all in the studio in front of you?
And they're in cases in front of me. They're in road cases.
And that's the one you're working on usually when you're in the studio?
It is. It's the one that I work on, use everywhere.
And that's the one that we hear on Close?
It is, yeah. Let me get my medication.
Is that an
No,
ECM
let me get my
medication,
coffee.
or is it an interview medication, or is it just coffee?
It's just coffee. It's really good coffee. Coffee
Do
makes
you
the
make your own
world go
coffee?
round.
Do you grind your own coffee?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I used to drink instant coffee, but no, not these days. It's my wife has a really good an ear, you would say, taste buds for coffee, and that's what I got, and that's what I take to work too when I go to my other job as a nurse, and it powers me through.
Talk to me about this other job.
How much do you want to know? Why did I do it? Musicians these days, and I have always had to have another job. Always. A record store, working at Minnesota Public Radio, working for study abroad programs in Nepal and Indonesia. If you're making this kind of music and you don't want to be on the road all the time, or you can't, you need another job. My mother was dying, and the apartment, there was my father sitting in the corner in his lounge chair, sort of with his hoodie pulled over his head. My sisters, and then lots of people coming and going. And my sisters, I came late, and my sister said the CNA will come, and then the LPN will take over after that, and then the BSN and the RN will come. And I didn't understand what all these acronyms stood for. So I talked to somebody, a CNA, and she said, "I'm a certified nursing assistant. It's a 6-week program, and then you can be licensed to assist nurses." So I got that. One of the teachers said, "You know, since you have a degree, 3 more months or 8 more months in school, and you're a nurse. You're an LPN, licensed practical nurse." So I did it. It's just one of those random things. You go to an introductory session. You think, I'll just see what they have to say. And then all of a sudden you're signing up for courses, and you think, wait a minute, this is sort of spinning out of control. Well, all of a sudden I had it, and I had the license, and I thought, well, I guess I better find a job. And so I did.
Do you enjoy it?
It's really hard work. I have to admire people who have real jobs. This is not a real job, you know. fun.
What defines a real job? For me, a real job is something that makes a difference. And of course, being a nurse makes a difference, but playing music makes a huge difference too.
It does. Well, in what way? What way does music make a difference? This is a good question.
I think music makes a difference because it creates, just like any type of art, it creates emotion, and that's what makes a difference in people's life. It just channels things in the heart and the mind.
Do you think it changes people?
Yeah.
What have you been changed by? What music changed you?
Every day, music changes me.
Yeah.
You don't think it makes a difference?
It does. But it's a different kind of job than nursing. Nursing makes an immediate difference. I can help people. It's also a very difficult job. The level of stress is quite high. At this studio that you see in the background, I come here to work every day. I probably work as hard as anybody at any job. I'm here 40, 50, maybe more hours. But if I feel the slightest bit of fatigue or a slight wind of sleepiness come past me, I'll go over in the corner there, and I have a meditation cushion over there. Do I meditate? No, I use it as a pillow. And I take a little nap. And sometimes that's exactly the right thing to do.
Yeah, but I really still think that you said nursing makes a difference because it helps people, but I think that music helps people in a very different way, but also in a very important way. And I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you're doing it to change people's life or not. And I'm glad you're not, because it's more genuine, I guess. But there's still something about balancing. Does your nursing job inspire you in writing music?
Well, it inspires me in this way. I no longer have any doubt that I'm going to grow older and die. There's always this feeling in your 20s, 30s, 40s, sometimes even in your 50s, maybe I'm going to buck the odds. I'm going to be the one that lives forever and is healthy forever.
You really thought that?
Really, you might think that. You think, yeah, with exercise and eating right, and that's gone. I mean, These are people who have lived interesting and complete lives, and now they're at the end. This is their last room. This is it.
Do you play for them sometimes? Or you're not listening?
I don't. And people have mentioned this. They said, well, do you think music is healing? No. Not so much. If I have a resident who's got let's say it's 9 o'clock, and they've got a blood sugar of 500, they're going into ketoacidosis, and I can tell. Is this going to help? It's not. But it's not going to help me to run down the hall with a copy of Love Supreme. It's going to help me to run down the hall with some insulin. So I think music does change you, and music has changed me. And
what
yes,
music changed you the most? What piece of music changed you?
Well, I'm not sucking up to ECM here, but I will say that Tabula Rasa did change my life. And this was a late change. What really changed my life was early on in the late 60s, albums like Electric Ladyland, Band of Gypsies, Hendrix, not so much jazz, but Cream, Jefferson Airplane, stuff like that. Back when you would buy a record, it was a sacred object, just because we didn't have any money. I had a paper route, but paying out $3.98 was a big deal. So you would take this record like After Bathing at Baxter's and bring it home and listen to it over and over and over because you wanted to get your money's worth out of it. So that changed my life.
how do you think that someone who doesn't know your music should approach your music? What do you think is the first album that they should listen to? Should they do it chronologically, or should they start with Close? Or
What it depends. Who am I handing it to?
doesn't matter. What do you think? What is an album that really says this is Steve Tibbetts? I
Well,
mean,
I think
obviously.
I'm not going to do any better than this record. I think this is a good one. I get to say that because I'm 71 now. There aren't two. I'm not looking at a career at this point, right?
What makes it a good one? I agree with you, but what makes
I'm not trying to build anything, especially.
So there's more freedom because there's less pressure?
There's no pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the one I would hand people.
Cool.
I wouldn't hand them my first record. All I hear is a stoned kid.
So close is close to... Is it close as in closeness, or is it close as in closure?
Up to you.
Okay. The titles could give a direction for listening. Oh, it says somewhere. I'm gonna close my eyes and be taken somewhere. Or we begin, or we end. And do you want people to look at the titles before they listen to the tracks?
I like it when titles have a flow to them.
Mm-hmm. That's what's going on with this one.
Well, people have pointed that out. So I'm happy the flow worked out.
It is flowing.
But this is one of the last things that happens. Is
The title?
titles. Oh, yes.
Oh, wow. Tell me about that process.
Oh, the titles were number one, Boonga Boonga, Life of Marion, this thing, the other thing, Dark Thing. Oh, I could even find them. They're ridiculous, but it's the only way that I can remember them. And I would wager that most titles for most musicians are like this until they come to the end for instrumental music.
Do you think we all need closure at some point, or it's just something that comes and goes?
Well, at this point, any record could be closure, don't you think? At any point. I thought when I handed Safe Journey to ECM in Munich, I thought that's the end. Because I had done what I wanted to do, which was create the music in my studio, mix it with Manfred in Oslo, and pretty much get my way on everything. Have it come out on ECM, which we agree is one of the coolest record labels in the world, and then have it blast out through the giant canon of, what was it at that time? Warner Music Group.
So 40 years later, do you
It'd
still
still be
believe
a
you're
good-
in this relationship with Manfred here on ECM?
Yeah, it's a miracle, but those are his words.
He has this talent, though, to keep the relationships with some of his artists. I mean, you know, when you look at the relationship with you, with Jan Garbarek, with Keith Jarrett, with, you know, Arvo Pärt, of course, but also Andras Schiff, and I mean, comes and goes, but there's something about loyalty is an important concept for ECM and Manfred. And there's something very special about your relationship. I mean, all those albums are very different. Close feels very fresh. It almost feels like it's your first album on ECM. There is something where I found some surprise, some sense of wonder back that I hadn't heard in your albums in a while, I think. As if maybe feeling like it's some kind of closure. It's opening new windows again, once again, you know, there's something where it's just like, oh, nothing to lose. Would you agree with that?
I'm nodding my head.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is an audio podcast, so. You're nodding your head. Well, you don't disagree.
I'm not
appreciate it.
disagreeing.
Talk to me about JT and Mark.
Mark has moved far beyond the position of being a hired hand, somebody who I asked to come in the studio. In those days, he'd come in and I'd say, now what are you doing? And he said, well, I might move to Florida. And I think, well, that worked out pretty well. And then he would for a while and come back. But now he is a Zen priest, you know. He's a Soto Zen priest. He decided to take some time off and actually be ordained. And he's got that mind about him. Even with all the music that I've done, you can sometimes say, is this any good or not? You just start to lose confidence. Or, on the other hand, you think, this is really, really great. Right? Some people have said, your music sounds so egoless. This is not true at all. Anytime you play something, you think, well, that's pretty good. That's even better. And then you think, wait till they hear this. So you can spin down that hole a little bit and get stuck. So it's good to have Mark come in and I'll sit and play some music for him. And I notice that if my hands start to clench up on the podcast, my hands are clenching up, that this is a part that needs some work. But I can turn to Mark and say, what do you think? And he'll say, this is right. It's fine. It's good. You're going in the right direction. This other part doesn't do much for me.
What makes you trust him?
Why do I trust him? He's been there since the beginning. He doesn't just know the music. He's been the foundation of the music, especially albums like Safe Journey. That's Mark, or Northern Song. We were terrified. This is my first time out of the United States. I'm not kidding. At 27 years of age. This is an island nation, and here we are getting on planes. Here we are loading our guitars in to go see the Wizard of Oz in Oslo, of all places, right? So he's been with me through that whole thing. I remember walking up the first night after we were recording in Norway, and I said, what do you think? And he said, it's pretty good. I think it's working out. And I said, yeah. And he said, just let him produce it. He said that before he went to his room. And I thought, all right, just let him produce it. That's what we'll do. And in the same way, he's sitting right over to my right, where I'm gesturing, in a chair, and he says, it's fine, Steve. You are playing harder than normal. You are pulling a lot of notes. There's some breathing in the music. As you make these sounds, I can hear you. But it just sounds like it was made by a human being, so trust yourself. So he's moved from just percussionist for hire to counselor-in-chief, chief of staff.
What's your relationship with spirituality?
With who?
With who? With spirituality.
Oh my God. That's impossible to say.
What does that even mean with spirituality?
Well, that's you're asking the question. What do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, think about this. Give me the name of the most unspiritual song you could think of.
Every song is spiritual.
Okay, there you go. What about Plastic Bertrand from your very own country?
Ta plaine pour moi. I mean, he's Belgian. But
okay, Lizzie Michel Declois. Well, if I'm pronouncing her name correct. Do you remember her?
No.
Oh, you're laughing. Oh, my French is no good anymore.
It's great. I heard you. I understood you, but I don't know the song.
Yeah.
But I think that every song is spiritual, whatever spiritual means. But Mark being this Zen priest, and your trust in him and your trust in Manfred's ears as well. I guess that's what we can call spirituality, yeah? Like there's something about trusting someone's soul.
If the music that I'm listening to doesn't have some sort of evocative tunnel into human experience, then it doesn't make the cut.
Your collaboration with JT is not as long as the one with Mark.
No, but it's gonna keep going. This is another thing. At a certain point, you want to work with musicians that are easy to work with. It makes a huge difference. Mark is easy to work with. He's honest. He's utterly transparent. And I can trust him to play what I want him to do and then come up with something better. He'll say, let's try my idea. JT I saw playing to about 5 people in a bar with his band, but he was so excited to be playing drums that he would start standing up from his drum stool while he was playing when it got really good. I thought, yeah, you want to try something? And he said, yeah, of course.
Did he know you?
Yeah, he knew who I was.
Yeah. Did you know him?
Yes, I ask around. Minneapolis is not New York City. We're not in Manhattan. So we all know each other. All the musicians know each other, and people said you should work with JT. He's easy to work with, and he's an incredible drummer. So I went to see him, and anybody that is so excited about their playing that they start to stand up from their drum stool while they're playing, they're in. We're gonna try something. He was so good taking the time to tune his drums so they meshed with what Mark was doing, with the samples. Sometimes you can't even hear him, and he's thundering along like God.
You said that life experience inspire sounds. What do you think are the life experiences that inspired those sounds?
Death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get to be this age, sometimes, or at any age, there can be a morning where you have a normal morning and hello and goodbye and let's have coffee, and you have an afternoon where you are speaking with funeral homes and people who are in charge of organ donation. Mm-hmm. And this happened to me. This happened to my family. So there's a lot of that darkness and shadow in there.
Darkness?
Yeah, there's a shadow. A great deal of grief, darkness, sadness in there.
Is there joy in grief too?
That's a writer's question. I think so. There's a weird luminous brilliance in it.
But there's something about making peace with the presence in the absence.
Those two words work together really well. Mm-hmm. The presence of an absence was very much here in this room that you're seeing. The presence of an absence. And a lot of this music, this record, had to answer to that. Was it worthy of the presence of the absence?
Do you have an answer to this?
Well, maybe yes. Every time I would turn off the computer, turn off the lights, set the alarm, and head to the car, I would ask myself, was it worthy of the absence, of the presence? Mm. And sometimes it wasn't. But that was the question all the time. Mm. This is just an artistic thing, and it's also sometimes the sort of thoughts that happen to somebody who works alone way too much, right? You get a little stuck in your own thinking. And sometimes it's when you get in the car and start to leave that you realize what you really should have been working on all day, or what was right and what was wrong. You think, well, should I turn around and go back? And think, no, go home.
But you don't play music to fill the space. to fill up the void.
No, I play it to honor the void.
Good. I like this.
Is that the right answer?
I don't know if it's the right answer, but I like it. How do you want to be remembered?
How do I want to be? I don't think I'm going to be. I'll be remembered the way my great grandfather is remembered. We don't remember.
I'm not asking you how are you going to be remembered. I'm asking you how do you want to be remembered?
As a good dad, as somebody who raised their children well and did not cause too much chaos in the world. If you're looking for an answer, I would say this would be the record. This would be a good one. If you wanted to say, here's the guy, he's gone, but this is what he was. This would be the album.
Steve Tibbetts about his new ECM album, Close. Thank you for joining, choosing, and listening to our ECM podcast. I'm Caroline Fontanier, and I look forward to sharing more music with you in the next episode.